Where's my body? There I am. And the mic is being picked up. It is recognizing my mic right off the bat. Fantastic. Off to a strong start. Okay. Everything seems to be up and running just fine on Twitch and YouTube. I'm finishing off my breakfast. It's not much. People will get mad at me if they found out what. I have an issue with food as it is. I just forget to eat. Alright. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to speedrun a smoothie. Oh well, whatever. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. It is earlier in the morning-ish. I woke up at like 8. So I'm feeling a bit more energized right now. So I think we'll be fine in terms of me staying engaging and awake. Hopefully. I usually don't start collapsing into nap coma until about 3 o'clock? 3 or 4? So I think we'll be fine. Maybe. Anyway. Alright. Well. For anybody who follows my social media, I finally finished the compilation that I've been working on for months. I think I started it officially in March. That was when this stream happened and the idea began, was back in March. As this is July, so several months ago. A lot of stuff happened. Before we get into watching it, just talked about it in general. There was a lot that went into. Oh, also anybody who's pretty OCD about organization for video editing, I apologize. This is gonna be a mess. I hit a point over the last month or so where I was like, I really, really want to get this done. I didn't cut corners, but my organization did not stick around because my goal was get the video done, stop worrying about organizing it all, just get it done. So the organization's a bit all over the place. It did cause a couple of issues, mainly in fine-tuning the audio, which made it take a little bit longer, but it's fine. You can see there are 2 versions of this project, which is another reason why it took so long. I don't remember why. It's been that long that I've forgotten why I abandoned this one. I know it was file errors. There was something wrong with the file makeup in this one. For whatever reason, the project was like corrupted or something. And I almost had to start over from scratch. I'm sorry, I'm having a weird allergy day. Just a sec. Alright, we're back. Should be fine now. Okay, so there was some sort of file error or something going wrong with this one, so I had to start a new one. So I opened up a brand new project, fine-tuned all the settings to make sure it wouldn't have the same issues, and just copied and pasted what I had here into here. And in a miracle, it worked. I did not have to start over completely from scratch. It was close. If the copy and paste hadn't worked, I would have had to restart the whole thing. And what that entails is, hold on. Here we go. All of this. So, you know what? we're about to get into why I started this project, and so we should just start watching it, because this beginning part will explain that, and I'll probably go into a little bit of the editing that went into it as well. But let's check the volume real quick.
Why do I have so many notifications? What?
Not bad. Not bad. I'm going to turn the music down a little bit, though. Just so that it does not overpower the video that we are watching, right?
Why do I have so many notifications? What? Better not be anything bad. What? What? Baskets, you have betrayed me. I have an @ on Twitter from a clipper I know. And it reads, the Angel video is up now. Angel thirsts over code vein characters while chat mainly does.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
You have to be kidding me.
It froze, didn't it? The downside to watching it on Premiere. It's gonna be a piece of crap. Actually, I think I'm just lagging in general. My model's lagging. Why am I lagging so bad? Hold on. I need to turn off the display capture so that I can check computer processes. Da, 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 da. 30 to 40% CPU, 67% memory. It's not that bad. I don't know why I'm lagging. Well, whatever. It's fine, so. It's not playing. Oh, there it goes.
And it reads,
Alright, Premiere is a piece of crap. Maybe I should just close the other project. Maybe having two open at once wasn't a good idea. It
reads.
Yep, that seems to have solved it. What the crap, Premiere? Adobe, every time they update, they got problems. Every stinking time.
And it reads, the Angel video is up now. Angel thirsts over code vein characters while chat mainly does.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Shockingly enough, this was actually really rather tricky to get right. Just because for whatever reason, this got really stuttery. Speaking of stuttery. It's working a lot better if I use my mouse rather than the keys. Just getting the animation to start was really stuttery at one point. And then each of these is going slower and slower until we hit this one, which is at 10% speed.
You have to be kidding me, man. You have to be kidding me. Are you telling me after everything I've been through today, I'm stuck in a clip channel over this? Hold on. Hold on. We're a React channel now.
I actually had to do these subtitles twice. Because for whatever reason, the first time I did them, they did not work at all. It was just a terrible mess, and I finally managed to get it to work. And then I went over here and did it in this part later on, and it worked brilliantly. So much so that I copied and pasted one of these subtitle lines over here, and redid every single one by hand. I would just copy and paste it over onto the next one, copy the text, paste it into the new box, and do that for every single one, and it just worked much better. It was kind of annoying, but you gotta do what you gotta do to get the thing done, right? I probably could have added a few more sound effects as well. You can see I don't add very many. I'm not a big fan of sound effects. I know this sounds weird coming from a video editor. I'm not. I'm really not. I find a lot of sound effects to be very distracting. I think one of the only channels I can think of off the top of my head that does a lot of sound effects, but does them in a way that works really, really well so you don't notice it as much, probably be Smitty. Smitty's videos have a lot of sound effects in them, but he makes them work very well. So they're not super distracting, and I think that's a great way of doing it. So I try to add sound effects when and where I really feel like I can. I watched through this video all day Monday, over and over and over again to find places for sound effects, and I did not add as many as I thought I would. Could I've added more? Would other people have added some in different places? Probably. But I don't like adding a ton of them. I find it to be annoying. I've talked about this on stream before, but anyway.
React channel now.
Oh wow, there we go. It was stuttering through this part too.
Oh my gosh, we're safe. Oh, we're safe. Baskets, you're safe. There was not a single Craig moment in there. I'm safe. No, Baskets, don't listen to them. Baskets, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. They're crazy. They're crazy. Don't thumbs up that, Baskets. Don't you thumbs up that. Don't thumbs up that. We don't need that. You know, there's actually not enough clips of that for you to do much with anyway, so, like, I don't know who I'm kidding. It's a dead idea. Like, it's a desert of content. It's a desert. It's dry. You will find nothing to drink.
We shall see.
Alright, I'm trying to pause this as little as possible because we've been having issues with it stuttering. But this part was a lot of fun. And don't worry about trying to read these, they come up later. I actually did get this to the point where, I sped it up so much that it became crazy squeaky. I did put the link to this compilation in the description. I maybe could add an end card to it. I might do that. Could probably do that. It's fine. Anyway. You'll probably notice throughout all of this, every time Angel swears in here, I took the time to find and add every sound of classic Legend of Zelda cuckoos as I could. One of them was very hard to find. Very, very, very hard. Where is it? Here it is. Cuckoo OG. This one was very tricky to find. It is from Link to the Past, I believe. One of the oldest Legend of Zelda games. And is one of the oldest sounds. so it was really difficult to find it. Sorry, Angel. You did the sensors I used were chicken sounds because it was funny. Also was in theme, like all of the pretty much all of the background music and everything is Legend of Zelda music. Obviously I have an obsession, so it's a bias, but a lot of it worked really well for the different themes I was going for, so I just stuck with it. But yeah, this basically covers why the project started. Angel found out I uploaded the top clips video. This one. I posted this. Angel saw it on stream. I had her stream on in the background after I'd finished editing work for the day, and she talked about it. So one of the sometimes mods inside joke with her community, he made a joke about making one all about the Craig moments. And so I did. I did. I went through, I kid you not, I still have the files. They're not in this project because it would make the project lag way too much because it would be too big. So I cut it down to just the moments I needed. But I went through and then later downloaded every single Code Vein 2 VOD that Angel had at that time. Every last one. First of all, I needed to go through every single VOD. Oh, hold on, let me turn the music back up. First of all, I had to go through every single VOD because I needed to find all of the... I needed to find where the moments with Craig started, because I knew nothing about Craig. I didn't even know who Craig was. I now very much know who Craig is. In fact, I know too much about Craig now. But at the time, I knew nothing. I had no idea who the guy was. So I had to go through every single VOD to find where his moments started. It would have been great if I had kept up on all of Angel's streams, but I do not keep up with all of anybody's streams. I don't have that much time. But eventually I found it, and every time a scene with Craig would come up, I would cut it out. I would take that. Every time he was shown, every time he was talked about, every time his name was mentioned, I would grab every single one of those sections. And was ultimately able to trim it down to just these. This one at the beginning introducing the video idea. And then all of the all of these main Craig moments, and then the final one of her later talking about Craig that I put at the end. So there's 21 of these segments in total, going over an hour of footage, give or take. I made a post about it on Twitter at some point, but I also downloaded all of the VODs just in case there was a moment, and it did come up, as you'll see later in the video. It did come up. I can probably just move over to that bit if I knew where it was. Hold on, there's a good way to find out. 15. So around here. Here. So right here. This scene is from a completely different VOD than any of the ones mentioning Craig, because she did Holly's stuff first. So saving all of the VODs worked out great because I could go back and find any other footage that I needed and use that in the video as well. So that was the initial that was the story behind why I did this. And the process I took to get the footage needed for it. Yeah. That took the first month was me getting the footage. That was the first month. The second month was me working on the project and then needing to restart the project almost from scratch because of the file errors. It was something with the audio. There was something wrong with the audio. It was really weird. Oh, I think I almost remembered it, but in order to really figure it out, I had to open the project again, but I don't want to because it would probably cause it to freaking stutter again, and I don't want to go through that again. All right. Let's get back to watching.
We shall see.
Okay. Just want to point out, I spent way more time on this tree than I probably should have. If you look at it, you can really tell it's fake. Okay, the tree with the heart drawn on it, that was an image I found online. I then obviously put in the A plus C and the arrow, which is not centered in any way, shape. This part is up here, this part's down here. It looks terrible. It works fine for the brief moment it's in the video, but it's not great. I tried really hard to try to match the pattern, the colors and patterns kind of found in the bark. It did not work very well, but it gets the point across, so it works for what I needed it for, which is really all I can ask. And this spot right here, this is why I used Legend of Zelda music for the whole thing. In the initial project, I actually did go through, there were two different versions of the background music that I was going to use. One was more fast-paced, and the other was slower, and the other being the Legend of Zelda music. The faster pace was Kirby. But I did not think this type of video would match that kind of fast-paced tone, so I switched to the Legend of Zelda one, and it just kind of went from there, and like, screw it, in for a penny, in for a pound. Going full Legend of Zelda theming for a lot of crap. Might as well. If Nintendo decides to go back to its old ways, this video is screwed. But, you know.
Who are you? Oh, okay. Where is Craig?
Okay, I just want to say this now before it comes out. Like, audio balancing this was really hard. I did not do a phenomenal job. I worked really hard on it, though. I tried really, really hard to balance the audio as well as I could. This is gonna sound mean, and obviously I don't mean it in a negative way, because it's just who she is, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Angel is one of the type of people who can be very excited in one moment and then very calm the next, kind of thing. So the audio can be a bit all over the place at times. Which isn't, again, obviously not a bad thing. I think like the vast majority of the most entertaining streamers are like that because it's a very entertaining way of streaming. But for editing purposes, it can get a little bit tricky in places. Like one moment somebody's talking really quietly, then the next they're talking really loud, and you have to try to balance that out, especially if you have mic peaking at any point. So as an editor, it's tricky, but not impossible. But when you're also trying to balance in sound effects and music and other stuff, it does start getting tricky. So I tried. I don't think I did phenomenally well, but I gave it my best shot at balancing, audio balancing as well as I could. Because audio balancing is a big thing for me. I hate stuff that is not audio balanced. It annoys the crap out of me. Anyway. So if you notice any of the those little jumbles in audio, I tried my best. Spent many hours on it. I don't know if I could find any... Oh look, there's some right... It's immediate examples right here. Look at that. Just little pockets of where some parts were louder than others, so I needed to turn them down so that other audio adjustments wouldn't ruin things. I think this part's a good example because this right here is pretty quiet because it's the game audio, so it's obviously quieter than the rest of the audio. And then right here, she talks. So obviously this is going to be louder. So I need to turn this up, but keep this turned down. So I just adjusted that. There are two ways to go about this. Either you can adjust this part to be louder and leave this part alone, or you can adjust this part to be louder and turn this part down. I chose the latter because... I can go in here and be like, oh, well, first I go in the audio gain, and I set the audio gain to for everything, the max peak to -6. As you can see here, its original was -16 decibels. I put it to its max peak at -6, so that turned it up. So obviously I would need to turn this part down. So that's why I chose that process. -6 is just my natural position to put max peaks for audio. Main audio. Secondary audio is usually -12.
Where the f is Craig? Well, there you are. He just wants his boy to have a friend. Aww. Oh, an initiation ceremony. Not that I didn't really do much. There was no one there.
I broke the Legend of Zelda thing here with Fire Emblem, but it was just too good
Craig has
not
so
to.
much charisma. You should have been truthful with your son, dum-dum. Trust your baby boy, Craig. What? Oh my god, that's right. Because I can... That's a thing in this game. I'm just gonna put Craig inside of me. That works. Cool. Alright. In my back. In my back. Ducky, shut... I hate...
I'm gonna bring this up now because it's gonna become a thing later and I haven't talked about it yet. So, fun fact, last weekend, or sometime in the recent past, Adobe had a big update for all of their apps. Now, I do not have my Adobe Suite set to updating automatically because I don't want it to update automatically. That ruins some of my workflow. So I usually wait until it hits the point where Adobe tells me, hey, you need to update or else. So that was Monday. Monday, they're like, hey, we had a big update. You must update. So I went in and I updated it. Or was it Monday or was it... No, I think it was last week, not this week. Anyway, point still stands. I updated. they changed how masking works. Also, they did something else that I'll talk about later. They got rid of an old effect, so I had to make a brand new one. Or work with a new one. So this is how I used to do masking. You'd go into opacity, and there would be a little thing down here. There would be a circle, a square, and a pen. And you'd pick one of those, and then you would create your mask here. Yeah, I have mine there. This is what it looks like now. It used to just be the dotted circle around it. Not too complicated. I mean, this new version isn't that complicated either, but you have the tools down here. So the object mask tool is the default. And then you have the ellipse mask tool, rectangle mask tool, and pen mask tool. These are the three that you used to see. So now what you do is, say you take this and you go over here. And it basically selects this and creates this mask up here. And you can track it, and then you can set it to opacity mask, or you can move it down to wherever you need it to be for whatever mask you need. If you have other effects in here and need a mask for that effect, it does all that. So it's different, not bad, but different. The tracking is improved immensely. I did use it in a few places because I needed to in one, and then I just decided to use it in a few others just to try and see. It doesn't do phenomenally well because, as you can see in this outline, it did not capture the vast majority of like Angel's halo. Sometimes it won't even include this little this wing on the left side of her head, or her right, our left, whatever. Sometimes it won't capture this, so I have to come in and make sure that it captures that part. It will not capture this wing here unless you force it to. And this part of her robe on her right shoulder, this part right here is impossible. Nothing you do will select this, because Adobe does not recognize it as an object that it can select. So every single time I masked, it always cut out that part of the robe. Or not, I guess not always, because it didn't this time. It actually grabbed it. It's weird. It usually didn't. And you can go in here and choose what colors you want it to be. You know, like that. Then again, it's never selected the halo before, so I don't know, maybe it's just being nicer to me today. I usually go with blue because it's easier. For whatever reason, the red is really hard. It's just kind of distracting. I like the blue. It really helps me see exactly what is being selected. Anyway. Continuing on.
Right? In my back. Ducky, shut. I hate all of you. I didn't think about the phrasing, alright? Hey, Lyle, do I tell him I have his dearest...
I had the hardest time with the sound effects here. I could feel that I needed to put some sort of sound effect here, but I had no idea what kind of sound effect to put here. So I just put...
Lyle, do I...
Obi-Wan, hello there. And I was like, screw it. Yeah.
Do I tell him I have his dearest father stored away in my back? Maybe that's why your back hurts, Angels, because you have an entire box. Shut your face.
Oh, we're coming up to a good part.
I can't. Did you guys see what the subtitles said? I poisoned the enemy, and I walked.
I'm gonna play through this whole thing, but then we'll talk about it.
I poisoned the enemy, and I walk around and circles and watch poison slowly kill it. And Craig in the bottom left corner goes, wow, I couldn't take my eyes off you. As if I did this really cool battle scene. That might collectively be the funniest line combo I've ever seen. That's beautiful. That's God tier. Couldn't take my eyes off you as you watched that man just perish slowly. That's some serial killer, Craig. I think.
Alright, so this part took a long time to get done for multiple reasons. One of which being I needed to redo some of it because the effect that I used to turn this guy green, yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. In the recent update, they got rid of that effect. It used to be under video effects, color correction. There used to be an effect here called color balance. One of my favorite effects to use for color ever, because it's so simple. It was so simple. Lumetri color's not bad, but it's overly complex for what I typically need it for. So the way color balance would work is you would have your three main sections: highlights, midtones, and shadows. And you would have red, green, and blue under each of those. So you would change the settings of the colors around to get what you needed. If you need something a bit more red, like to show anger or something, you change the values around to be a bit more red. If you need blue for sadness, change things around to be blue. Stuff like that. So I use it on this to make the guy green. And it worked brilliantly. It was simple, it was straightforward, it worked great. And I was even able to put in keyframes to make it slowly turn green. It was perfect. Color balance does not exist anymore. So I needed a new effect. So I used Lumetri color. To put it simply, it left a lot to be desired. As you'll see here, it changes like multiple colors into several. It goes into this weird, like, it starts going green and then it does this weird haze thing and then it fades down into this green. So it kind of looks a little weird when you play it back.
I poisoned the enemy.
Just because instead of a single shift, it does two shifts. It shifts in one direction and then reorients itself back into this green. So it just looks a little uncanny valley type, or you can notice something's off with it. I liked the color balance better. I don't know why Adobe decided to get rid of that. I thought it was an amazing effect and I used it all the freaking time. But whatever. This was a lot of fun to make. We can actually go in here and see everything that's involved in making this. So there's two versions of this shield-wielding guy. There's a reason there are two versions of him. And that is because of little gremlin angel here. So little gremlin angel here comes in and she goes behind the guy. And then she needs to go around like this and go in front of the guy and go like that and go now this part she needs to go under the sword, right? So basically you can see I would make small adjustments here to the cropping so that if I make this one invisible, you'll see right here. Where is it? Oh wait. Yeah, I didn't zoom in enough. It's an instant disappearance. So he's here one moment, gone the next. He's gone. Doesn't exist anymore. This guy now exists, and he is in front of Angel. The other guy was behind Angel. So now she's going under the sword and behind the guy. Look at that. But now she needs to go back around and be in front of the guy. So this one up here needs to disappear, and this one down here needs to reappear. So that she can now be in front of the guy. And rinse and repeat that process, adding in the other stuff for the earthquake for like the Minecraft poison effect kind of thing. I did put the poison bubbles from Minecraft in there as well, but they're not horribly visible. It is what it is. So this effect took a while to do, but it was fun. It was fun putting this one together. I had to redo it like 5 times just to really fine-tune these parts right here. Where she goes around the shield. To really be careful with that part. And with this part with his foot. Because you see there's just like these brief instances where she suddenly takes over a lot of space, especially with him bouncing around. And then to go under the sword like that. So there was a lot that went into this. And then there was the second half to the effect. And that is him being reduced to dust. I do not get to use the shatter effect in After Effects very often. But when I do, I love it. It is one of the most fun effects that After Effects has in its arsenal. It's very entertaining. You can do a lot of stuff with the shatter effect. You can make transitions, breaking a wall for like the Kool-Aid Man. You can shatter the brick wall. You can break glass. Or you can Thanos snap people like this. When it decides to play.
Man just very slowly. That's so.
So yeah, there's a lot you can do with that. I'm gonna mute this just so I can go through it without having to hear the loud scream. Just the slow break up here, and then it starts moving upwards. Now, obviously, you can see where the video cuts off. That's just how it works. Yeah, these two things took me... Obviously, I did the two effects separately, and it took me It took me a while to get it done. Not an entire week, thankfully, but a few days. Of like getting this one done, and then getting this one done, and then making sure they both work and are properly placed and organized so that everything functions the way it should. It was worth it. I think this is one of the best parts of the video. I think it was worth it. It was worth all that effort. Yes. Okay, we'll just...
That's so serial killer, Craig. I think we need to talk to Lyle about this. Like, I don't know, man. That's just so funny. The one time I choose to be a gremlin and just slowly kill an enemy, it decides to give me a flirty line that makes it seem like I did far more than I did. You know, maybe he really enjoyed watching the enemy die too, you know? Like, that's just gonna be what I cope with. Craig, you're gonna be the end of me.
I almost put something here. Some sort of sound effect or something. I tried a few. None of it sounded good. It all sounded just like it was taken away from the moment, from the scene. So I was like, nah, we're not putting any sound effects here. We're just gonna leave it.
Craig, you're gonna be the end of me.
You have no idea how much pain I went through to get this sound effect.
Craig, you're gonna be the end of me.
That single church bell, I spent hours. I'm not kidding, literal hours trying to get that. Because if you try to look it up online, the only result you get is the dun dun dun, and that's it. And this one wasn't even the one I was looking for. The single church bell note wasn't what I was looking for. What I was looking for was the dun. That's what I was looking for. Couldn't find it. It's just 2 piano chords. Can't find it. I did, however, prove something very funny. So, Google, in its brilliant wisdom, was like, hey, if you're having trouble finding it, you could always just have AI generate what you want. It's like, oh yeah? How's that gonna work? It didn't. It didn't work at all. It was hilarious. I got desperate enough. I was like, you know what, screw it. I'll see if they can actually generate it. Maybe I can use that sound to find what I'm looking for, at the very least. And it couldn't do it. It would do one note, and it would sound terrible. Like, it could not, AI could not wrap its mind around, hey, I want you to do one note, one piano chord, just like, done, done. Just one quick, and then the other, you hold the note down for a little bit. That's all you need to do. And it just went, what? Okay. And it could not figure out for the life of it what the crap I meant. So the audio would be horrendous, and it would do one weird mushed note that didn't even sound remotely like a piano. It was amazing to witness. I didn't save any of it, obviously, but it was funny. It was very funny. People hate on AI, but it's an interesting experience. There's a lot of ups and downs. I'm not going to get into that here, because that's not the point. But it was very fun to to witness AI fail that miserably. At this point, when where we're at with that technology, it was very fun.
There he is! Hi, hi. Yippee! I'm from the future! Review!
Yeah, I'm just made a very shiny angel. So you've got glint and volumetric rays on at the same time, and here's what it wanted to look like at the default. I think that's still toned down from what it was initially. I don't remember what it was initially anymore, but it was super bright, very distracting. And then I put the green screen glitter stuff on as well.
Took that relatively well. He's a...
I didn't even think to look at the subtitles and go, hey, maybe I should censor out the swearing in the subtitles from the video game. Didn't think of that. Just because she has it in Japanese, it didn't even cross my mind, because I don't understand Japanese. I'm really bad with languages. So.
Really well. He's a smart cookie that really helps push this along. What? What?
I do not get to use this transition very often. So I am very happy when I get to, because it is stupid fun. It is the morph cut. The morph cut's transition. Also, there is no picture of Craig standing up that I could find online. So I had to take a screenshot from one of the moments from her VODs and save his and just do this. There, that was it. A sneeze. Okay, we're good.
But guy, I know I came out of left field with I'm from the future, but you didn't have to one-up me on the shock value. Did you take it personally?
You'll probably notice there are a lot of jump cuts and zooms and whatnot in this. You kind of have to. Like, people make fun of VTuber editing, video editing, and stuff like interviews and whatnot a lot with just constantly jumping to different camera angles and whatnot. You have to. Because when you have to cut up the footage for the simple reason of empty air. Like, if there's a long period of time between sentences, like what I just did right there. Did you hear it? A long time between sentences. And you want to trim that down to a long time between sentences. You can trim down the audio and make it work, sure. But you're always going to have that weird cut in the video, where clearly there was a bit of movement. Their position from one word, I forgot what words I even said. There's the position they were in, the form of their mouth, their eyes, whatever, everything from position A to position B are different. Even if it's not a big difference, if it is enough, people will notice. So you need to change camera angles to, sorry, I whistled there. You need to change camera angles to compensate for that. So you will notice there's a lot of changes in zooms. That is because you can see the clear cut here in the footage. I can't just have these jump cuts everywhere. It works here because it's changing to a different the game is changing camera angles. So that takes up enough of attention in that brief moment that you don't notice as much the change in the chat and the change in Angel. Because this part, which takes up the vast majority of the screen and the vast majority of the visual hierarchy, changes its own camera angle, so that takes up most of the attention. So you don't need to add in other stuff for that. But in places like... Now this one's just for emphasis, but in places like this, and this, and this, you need to do something to compensate for the change in camera angle. Or the cut in video. You need to do something with the camera angle, and one of the easiest ways for these types of videos when you don't have multiple camera angles, zooms. You zoom in, you zoom out. It's basically the best option you've got. So people make fun of it a lot, but it's what you need to do. If you are splicing a long VOD, you have to cut it down. And as you cut it down, you are going to have jarring jumps in different places. And you can't just have a bunch of awkward jump cuts everywhere. So to make it flow better, you need to do something. And when you're stuck with one camera angle, the best you can do is just zoom in and zoom out sometimes. That's what you do. So there's a lot of that in this video. I trimmed down over an hour of footage into 15 minutes. I performed a miracle here. Why is it not playing?
Personally?
There it goes.
Did you take it personally? When I showed up with a jaw dropper that you were like, got time to no longer be stuck in a wheelchair, I guess. I have to one-up this one. Alright, okay, cool, that's fine. I know he's stressed.
This, you can see I used the, I used the new object, what the crap was it called? Object mask tool. I used it here. As you can see, it did not get the halo, and it did not get the little wing here.
Cool, that's fine. I know he's stretching, but like, he looks like he's doing a little chicken wing dance. I can't unsee it. Wait.
I'm sorry. I am a very simple person. I found this bit to be super funny.
But, like,
This was a last minute change, by the way. I changed this on Monday.
he looks like he's doing a little chicken wing dance. I can't unsee it.
Which is why it's not quite perfect, but yeah, it was fun, so I don't care.
To do that reveal? I think so. That or that wheelchair's just really comfy, and so he buckled it. He was like, I mean, if I'm gonna sit down, like, we're just gonna take the comfy option.
I like how this turned out. Funny thing, this is not the first version of this. The first version worked perfectly. But when I rendered the video and I uploaded the first test run onto YouTube, the first version of this did not get rendered, so the chairs just popped in and out of existence. It would just go chair 1, chair 2, chair 1, chair 2. It did not do the transition at all. So I had to come back in and do it again in a different style so that it would actually render properly.
I mean,
It's a bit annoying.
Down, like, we're just gonna take the comfy option, which I can't really blame. I'd do the same. But come on, man. 100 years later, hundreds of years later, I show up, and he goes in his mind, oh, hell yeah, I can.
The amount of crap I mixed-matched. I have no idea what comic this Professor X is from. I'm pretty sure it's not a good comic, like a happy story, because I'm pretty sure there are, like, bodies in the bottom of the image or something. But it looked great for this bit. Also, I used the Jimmy Neutron Brain Blast.
In his mind, oh, hell yeah, I can finally.
That's a blast of the past right there.
Literally waited centuries to do.
That was a childhood cartoon that I randomly went, oh, I could use this. I'm pretty sure anybody like younger millennial to Gen Z are gonna look at it and go, what the fetch is that?
Do the joke. He wasn't like laying down on the couch or something. No, he prepared for this. This was all part of his master plan. I do find Craig's involvement in this chapter very, very sentimentally endearing.
This bit is very millennial coded of me. I'm sorry. You'll see what I'm talking about in a moment. I turned a very somber moment into a joke.
Family. Oh, is he gonna have a quest line too? Hey, buddy.
We're only 5 minutes in, and I've been yapping for an hour. I was worried about how long I would be able to.
No, you don't.
20 minutes later.
Blab on about this longer than I realized. Sorry, I talked over a lot of this. I had to include this part. I had to.
Family.
I thought about extending it further, but figured it would be overplaying the bit.
Oh, is he gonna have a quest line too? Hey, buddy, you wouldn't happen to have a quest line, would you?
Shockingly enough, I could not find. Well, it ended up working out because could just have her drawing the blade with the sound effect and everything. I could not find a PNG of Angel's chibi with the knife. I could only find one without the knife. I don't know why. She has the knife fairly often, but I couldn't find a PNG of it.
No, you don't.
20 minutes later.
Oh, hi. Oh, no! No, you are here!
This is just a random tangent, but I'm pretty sure Google thinks I'm a psychopath now. The amount of things I've had to search on Google Images to try to find to put into videos, and some of the sound effects I've been looking for and whatnot, I think Google thinks I'm psychotic. Or just insane in general. But, I don't know.
And Lyle's not with you! No! Oh, never mind. Oh, she just wants gifts. He just wants gifts. He just wants presents. It's fine. Here, buddy. You know what? You earned yourself some brandy. Yeah. There we go. I just took a wild guess.
I don't know why this is a natural thing for me to do. For whatever reason, I love doing this effect for these kind of moments, which is the slow fall and the tilt and the gets smaller and everything, and then sometimes gets bigger or just jumps to being recovered. I did it 3 times in this video, but I made sure each one was different. But yeah, I don't know why that's a favorite thing of mine.
Well, I'm so happy.
I didn't realize I liked doing that effect so much until this video.
Coincidence.
Wait a minute. I just saw like 8 quests pop up. Requests from a friend, Craig. What? Why is that there? 1, 2.
I know I realized that right here she's counting the Lyle quests, not the Craig ones, because she hasn't spoken to Craig yet, so she doesn't have Craig's quests yet. She is talking about Craig's quests, but she's counting Lyle's. There are, I think, about 5 parts to Craig's quest, so it works out in the end, more or less. I don't know. So I just went with it. Screw it.
2, 3, 4, 5. I gave Craig brandy and then he still betrayed me. He does have his own quest line.
Yeah, that. Probably recognize a few of these if you played any of these games. Yeah.
Quest line. I'm sorry, is his quest line to go on a hot springs tour?
It's gonna be big.
This is the point when I have to admit something, but I'm only comfortable admitting this because I'm pretty sure most of you are asleep.
I know a lot of people who are going to think that this moment is held for too long. And I will strongly disagree. Because I think the modern creator does not let moments hang like they need to. Sometimes a moment needs to be a moment. It doesn't need to be quick. You just let it be a moment.
Are you sure about that?
I feel like the payoff is much better after playing the whole thing rather than most people would just jump straight to this part.
Are you sure about that?
And that was be it. I do not do that. I like to have the moment sit and let it play out.
I was talking with Kitsu, and he was like, "Who's your husbando this time around?" And I was like, "The only person that I'm even remotely attracted to is Craig, but I bet he's only gonna exist for 3 cutscenes then disappear." And now we're...
So, something fun about what I did here. Wiggling little gremlin, but the voice in particular. Let me see. Here it is. It's the teacher from Peanuts. From Charlie Brown. And I sped it up like crazy.
remotely attracted to is Craig, but I bet he's only gonna exist for 3 cutscenes, then disappear. And now we're here, and they're like, guess what? Time to go on a hot springs tour. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you the game?
Are you sure? Are you sure? Bro, are you sure?
You can't be doing this to me. My heart's too weak. My heart's too weak.
Yeah, see, I
What do
did it
you
again there.
mean?
I don't know why
can't handle
I don't know why I like this effect so much. I just do. Now that I've realized it, I'm gonna try to use it less, but I did not realize I like doing it that much. Until I realized I've done it 3 times in one video. I gotta figure something out.
I can't handle this. There's too much fan service for little old me. And Holly, I blame you for this. She clocked me when we were in the hot springs and was like, I know what to do.
This worked out so well. Look at Holly's mouth.
I know what to do.
How did I get the lip flaps to work like that? It just worked out so well that the Angel's words, her voice, matched Holly's lip flaps perfectly. It was brilliant. It was like, oh, okay. A happy little accident.
What do you mean you want to do a workout before getting in the bath, huh? Yeah. You want to fight? You want me to punch you? You want me to oh, forgive me, Lord, for I have sinned. All right. You know what? You asked for it.
I was originally going to add more to this. Different PNGs and stuff of either people screaming or freaking out, you know, whatever. Time constraints were one, just because I really wanted to get it done to have it uploaded by today. Be able to do this stream for birthday stuff. And then 2, it just felt a little too cluttered. So I just didn't do it.
How do you take it? Okay, alright, I got my kicked. That's great. This is a very small arena. I do a lot of dodgy. Your sword is as big as I am. I'm having a great day. Please don't stand up. Please don't stand up. I can't handle it. What am I, a wimp? Probably. I'm a strong, independent Angle, and I don't get that flustered. That's not something that happens. That doesn't happen.
Forming lies as easily as she draws breath.
My heart. I told you he was Papa Figure. I told you. I am looking at his eyes, you mother. You can't say like that on a black screen. Before jumping in a bath. That's...
And there's the third one.
On my toes.
This is the last one that I did. And this is when I noticed that I've been doing the same effect multiple times, so I just spun this one around.
I am already amply on my toes. The fan service is killing me. I wasn't ready. I was not mentally prepared for what they have decided to put me through. This is worse than any boss. My heart's going to explode. I get into a lot of trouble. Oh, he has a towel on.
This was actually trickier than you'd think to do. So this, I made both of these in After Effects. There's 2 of them here. So there's the one on top and the one on bottom. I'm gonna need to shut the door. Just a sec. Alright, so the reason why there's 2 is one of them is too bright. So I made 2 fog effects in After Effects. Sorry, I whistled again. You can see them here. This one's on a white background. This one's on a black background. The black background, you can see more details in the fog. The white background, it's a bit too bright. So I put both on top of each other to kind of add in those details, but to keep it a brighter white. I think it worked out pretty well. It wasn't initially what I had in mind, but it worked out pretty well. I don't know.
No, there is not a heartbeat tracker. But I can tell you my heart is probably racing a lot faster than it does during horror games. I'm a simple creature.
Okay, now that I think about it, I probably could have enhanced this by adding a vignette around the edges to have the steam fogging the screen. I probably could have done that, and it probably would have enhanced it. Hindsight 2020, right?
But I can tell you my heart is probably racing a lot faster than it does during horror games. I'm a simple creature. Oh, I get to be there when he surprises everyone with me. Guess what? I can watch. Isn't that funny? I don't get to see everyone freak out. You took that away from me? Look at his face. Please look at his face. His last name is McLeish?
This also was just... It really looked like her character nodded before looking up, so it was just the perfect joke.
His last name is McLeish? How did I not catch that sooner? Hardcore. So I see you like Craig. Okay, so here's a little funny story. It's rare for me to be like, oh my gosh, this male character, I love them, drool. It's very rare for me to get like this, okay? In the time that I've been on this channel, I think you've only ever seen it happen once in like almost 6 years. And that would be Estinian, Final Fantasy XIV. I'm a very particular I'm a very particular girl. Rui actually was really into Rui too from Code Vein 1. But anyway, like, I'm usually pretty good about it. And a few days ago, Kitsu comes to me and we're talking about the characters about Code Vein 2. And I'm like, yeah, you know, there's not really anyone that suits my fancy. And at the time I had just met Craig and I was like, oh, I mean, Craig's totally my type, but he's definitely a side character I'm never going to see ever again. And Kitsu did so good at not showing on his face that I was in for a rough road. I was in for a very rough road. I try to make sure that I seem so pure on stream. And then they were like, why don't you get in the bath with Craig 3 times and he's going to...
Okay, I just have to point out here. I love new tracking. It is amazing. I did not do any work on that. I probably could have to just really fine tune some of the edges and whatnot. But
so pure on stream.
Just that's all by default. That's crazy. That their masking update did work. They worked on that really hard.
On stream.
Gotta give them credit
they were
for
like,
it.
Why don't you get in the bath with Craig 3 times and he's going to say a lot of interesting innuendos.
Oh.
Great.
It froze for a brief moment there.
He's going to say a lot of interesting innuendos. Great. Thanks, game. Thanks. This was not what I was ready for. I thought I was just doing side quests. Now you're testing me. You're testing me in so many ways, and I can't. Why are you like this? Anyway, I think I found my favorite character, and we're gonna play Code Vein 2, but there will be nothing but pure thoughts. Nothing but pure thoughts. Mm-hmm. Yep. Just pure thoughts. Just pure thoughts, yes. Angelic pure thoughts.
We are coming up to my favorite part of the whole video. This actually gave me a small headache. So when I was at the point of where I was done with the video, I rendered it, which took a really long time. It took like an hour to actually render the darn thing. So it rendered, uploaded it to YouTube as a private video, so I could check to make sure that there were no issues. One, I wanted to watch through it on YouTube on a different headset with my earbuds and whatnot to make sure the audio worked, so it wasn't just my headset from my computer sounded fine, but I wanted to make sure it sounded okay on what I would normally listen to if I was watching somebody else's video on my phone. So I uploaded to YouTube as a private video for that, and to test for copyright stuff, just in case. And the song that I used here got flagged for copyright, despite being a public domain classical song, because the BBC sucks. They can screw off. I get it. It's their orchestra did the work. They want to get credit anyway. So I had to find a different version of the song that held the same type of quality, which I was not 100% able to do, but also held the same kind of speed, the tempo, enough that I didn't have to do a lot of timing corrections for what you'll see. So that was a great final headache to have to work through yesterday. Yeah. I had to render and upload like 3 or 4 times. It took 6 hours. Oh, it was fun.
Hi, welcome on in, guys.
Fun fact though, the original song I was using is still right here. It's just enough that it won't get copyrighted. But the other versions of the song don't have an intro. So I wanted to keep the intro because it sounded good.
Hi, welcome on in, guys.
Now this part does jump a little bit, but it was the best I could get. It sounded worse when I tried to fix it otherwise. The video's been live for 20 minutes now, by the way. Oh boy.
There will be nothing but pure thoughts.
And there it is. I actually meant to talk about it for almost an hour and a half. I thought it would be like, oh, this is going to be like a 30-minute thing. No. Oh, I spent a lot longer talking about it than I thought it would. Oh. This was fun to make. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. It took way, way longer than I thought. Like, when I initially started the project, I was like, oh, this will take maybe a month, maybe 2. You know, not a big deal. It'll be fine. I never would have imagined that this would be the project I would be working on for about 5 months, give or take a few days, almost half a year on one video. It's only 14 minutes long. To be fair, a lot of stuff happened. I had a lot of IRL stuff work got really busy over the summer. Things got crazy fast. They're still getting crazy. But it's done. I completed the project. And I think it turned out really well. I like it a lot. I don't know if how much other people are going to enjoy it, but I enjoyed working on it. Very much so. It is now live. It went public at 11 o'clock, so about 25 minutes ago. So yeah, there it is. I think this will be the end of this segment for the stream. This is the part that's going to be up on YouTube on the editing channel. It's like a behind the scenes of the video. I don't know if I'll do this for every big project I take on, but I thought it would be fun because this project took so long. I wanted to do something a little extra with it. But yeah, I'm going to jump into some Pow World next, so I'm gonna end the stream on the YouTube side. But for everybody watching on YouTube, thanks for sticking around. A lot longer of commentary than I expected it to be, but hey. It was a fun time. Alright, bye YouTube.